Hi there, I just wanted to take you through a bit of a tutorial on D2L Virtual Classroom. So there are a few ways that we can get into the virtual classroom, and one of them is to click on a link that has been sent, or an invite, sorry, that has been sent by email. So I've just emailed myself an invite, and I'm going to click on that and just take you through the steps. So when you click on the link, it brings you to this meeting lobby, gives you some information about the session. And when you're ready to enter, you just click here on Enter Meeting Room. And it's going to ask you to enter your first and last name. So you do that, and then you just click on Go. And once you've clicked on Go, this will take you into the actual meeting room. So your next step is going to be to select whether you'd like to enable your microphone or you just want to listen to the lesson. So enabling your microphone will allow you to um, ask questions live throughout the tutorial. If you don't want to ask questions, you can click listen only. So I'm going to click listen only just so there's no feedback having the microphone open. If you do click on microphone, there'll be an option to mute it, and that would be a good idea just so that we don't have a bunch of people's microphones interfering with the recording or the class. So now we're in the virtual classroom. This is what you would see as a student, and I'm just going to take you through some of the things we see on screen here. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit. Up here, this is our connection. So I don't have the strongest connection at this point, but should be good enough for what we have to do. Then there are these three dots here, and if we click on that, it just gives us some settings, some information, and the option to leave. So if at any point you want to leave the class, you can just click on here and you will drop out of the session. Clicking on settings, there's not really a whole lot that you would need to use in here, just some options for different alerts. So I'm just going to cancel out of here. Going to the bottom of the screen now, there's a video menu, so you can turn the video on if you would like to connect it to your webcam, and you can also choose to leave the audio. Okay, then I'm going to move the screen over this way. Up here, we've got a couple of neat things. So there is a chat, so there is a public chat room here, and there is also a user list. So we can see everyone who's here. So far, it's just me and me because I've invited myself, but hopefully the classes will be a little better attended. The public chat is just a nice way to ask questions without using your microphone or turning your microphone on if you have a question that you want the group to see. So it is not anonymous. It will announce who asked the question. So please make sure we're keeping things respectful. It's just like a real-time classroom. We will be treating each other with respect. This chat is an exciting way to just have a constant feed through the class with all users so that anyone who has a question can get it answered, and those questions can be answered publicly. So the other cool thing about the chat function is at the end of the session, it can be copy and pasted into an email. So there's a record of the conversation that happened in the class. So chat function is something that will probably come in handy, especially if we don't want a bunch of microphones on. As the presenter, the faculty can mute all microphones. So if you're sitting in your house yelling at the screen, we may not be able to hear you. So just understand that that may be what's going on. And if you want to be heard in that scenario, then the public chat is your best way to do that. You can also private chat with your faculty, but maybe best just to email them so that they don't have a bunch of private chat rooms open. They may choose to answer your question with the group rather than replying to your email while the D2L class is going on. So we can get out of that this way. What you will see here on this white screen is whatever the presenter chooses to share with you. So I am currently the presenter and the attendee for this session. So if I go to my presenter mode, what you'll see here is I've got a few more options. I've got some pointers and tools along the top here. I've got an option to share my screen, and then I have this blue plus button. And if I click on that, it allows me, here's where I can mute all of you. Here's where we can initiate a poll, so that might just be a fun thing to use throughout the lesson. And we can also upload a presentation. So this is where we can choose a PowerPoint or a file to share with you. So I'll just choose one here and upload it. And once I do that, I'll hop back into the attendee version and show you what you see when I am screen sharing. So this just takes a moment to load, and then it's just like a regular PowerPoint up on the screen where you see it slide by slide by slide. Okay, so this is still in the presenter mode, and I'm just going to hit share screen here and choose which screen I want to share. When we do this, it tends to hop a little and make a bit of a noise. And then, yeah, we get this weird kind of hallway effect where there's a bunch of screens visible. It doesn't last very long. So here, now when I go back into the attendee version, which is what the student would see, it should. Good. Yeah. So now you can see what I have on my screen. You can see the pointer is here because that's where it was left when I got off the presenter screen. So this software seems pretty easy to use. Hopefully it will work for you. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of your faculty at any time, and free to play around in D2L Virtual Classroom. I'll show you the other way to get in there, and that is just from your course page. So you choose any course page on D2L, and when you get there, you just click on this communication drop-down menu, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there is our virtual classroom. So when you get into here, it will show you any meetings that you have coming up. So active meetings, which may be, your teachers have planned. And then if we move this over, you have this red plus button, which is where you can schedule a meeting if you wanted to. So you would just click on that, set a title, a meeting date, and a meeting time, and some other parameters, and that's how you schedule a meeting. So this is, like I said, pretty easy to use. Feel free to play around with it and let us know if you have any questions.